Just Minding My Business Radio, where we are moving at the speed of God, learning what we didn't know we didn't know. I'm your host, Ida Crawford, so grab a pen and paper and get ready for information that you can use. Welcome to another episode of Just Minding My Business. I hope you had an amazing day and lived in your purpose. Today I have coming to the mic Cathy Allen, who is the Green Ambassador and the founder of the Green Ambassador.org LLC. Cathy Allen is Maryland's top urban environmentalist and sensory plant expert. Cathy is also a columnist, environmental columnist, I should say, for the Afro-American newspaper and master gardener at University of Maryland. Cathy is the former chair of the Grow It, Eat It agricultural campaign at University of Maryland, Baltimore City Extension, Baywise landscape manager, and she's also the co-creator of GRASS, which is Growing Resources After Sowing Seed. In Baltimore City, Cathy spearheaded the planting of over 1 million trees on the lawns of Baltimore City Public Schools. Cathy has won many awards and received several city and community citations for her work in environmental awareness. Well, I am so grateful and honored, Cathy, to have you on our show today. You have been a busy bee.
Why, yes, and hello, and Ida, thank you wholeheartedly, truly, for this opportunity to get in front of your audience.
Oh, I want to thank you because I'm very, very interested in learning about how did all this begin? Let me just start there.
Well, it all began. I lived in Baltimore City, and my son suffered from environmental asthma. And there was an asthma van that would come in to the school and, treat the kids that had the asthma. But the asthma van ran off of course, diesel fuel. So when the kids came out of the van, they instantly choked. And I said to myself, there has got to be a better way. There's got to be a way of cleaning this air. And that's how I began that campaign of planting over 1 million trees on the lawns of Baltimore City Public Schools. And that's how I got my title from the mayor, the former mayor of Baltimore City, Mayor Sheila Dixon, actually introduced me at a press conference as the Green Ambassador. So that's how I got my name.
Wow. And I just love plants. I have so many plants in my house. My husband has forbidden me to bring any more.
I know.
I love plants. And when you told me about what you did, it was like, oh, my God. I've never met somebody that's really taken the world of plants to this type of level. So you talk about sensory plants. So what is that?
Well, sensory plants are, let's start that plants are a living, breathing, organic being just like you. And they are life, and they are our healers and our friends. And they make their presence known through our senses. And that connection in humans provides sensory stimulation, body balance, and inspirational healing. And for plants, it provides the bond of natural connectiveness. So, sensory plants are those unique plants that actually hone in to our 5 senses. And they do that through their own characteristics that they have to tantalize our systems through their array of shapes and colors, textures, and scents. So that is what a sensory plant is. It just hones right on in to your five senses. And that's how they actually communicate with us.
Oh, my goodness. I am floored because, I look at my plants that I have, and some of my plants are like 20, 25 years old.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if they get sick, I'm just so worried and doing this and reading this to make sure I can keep them alive. And they just make me feel, they do hit my senses. And It's funny you would talk about that, and I never looked at it that way. I just like how they make me feel, period.
Yes. And it's all in a total array for you. So when you have that sense of, oh, my gosh, they just make me feel so good, well, they're tantalizing you because they're our healers and they're our friends. So when they're sick, so are you, because that is it's the natural bond of connectiveness, naturally.
Wow. And let me just ask you, how are sensory plants used to heal?
Well, let's take, for an example, a grouping of sensory plants, just to make it simple. And let's look at the herbs. And let's look at basil, lavender, rosemary, and herbs such as that. Now, we know that those herbs are quite fragrant, would you say?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So they're using they're playing on your sense of smell, okay, for you to be enticed to go over to them. So let's look at rosemary for an example. Rosemary has the healing properties to lower your blood pressure. So if you are a person that might be suffering from high blood pressure and you like that scent of the rosemary, well, that's that natural connectiveness. That's that bond for you to have more of it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And I love rosemary.
Right. So that's
herbs as well. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes. So that's just one example of the grouping of sensory plants. And here's another grouping where I spotlighted this week on my social media outlets the plant, the hibiscus, and how beautiful that bloom is. So that plant is tantalizing you through the eye. So if you're someone that really enjoys that shape of that petal and those vibrant colors, then you also want to know that the petals themselves are quite powerful when it comes to, once again, lowering your blood pressure when used as tea. So those leaves, you can boil them and have them for tea to calm you down for relaxation.
Oh, my goodness. And I love the hibiscus. I think I get one. I'm trying to keep it through the winter. I have a hard time so far, but I'm going to keep trying because I love those flowers and the really vibrant colors. But now I'm finding out I can drink it too.
Yeah, so save those leaves. Once those leaves, die back, save those leaves and, incorporate those leaves with any of your loose teas. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes.
That is so, I'm like, that's wonderful. That is wonderful.
It's the power of plants.
And I knew they had some type of power, but I just didn't know because of my attraction. And at one time I used to sell flowers for a living, and I did it for almost 25 years. And I would just have, my whole house would be full of all those flowers, and I would be smiling all over myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I never connected it to, I guess I never termed it, let's put it that way. I knew it was a great reaction and a great connection for me, but I didn't term it. I didn't give it a term. Yes. So
yes,
that's awesome.
Yes, part of what I do is to feed information about the plant so that we as humans can actually consciously make the connection. Because as you described, it felt so fabulous, but consciously you had no idea what was going on.
Absolutely.
Now
let me ask you, are there any side effects with sensory plants when consumed?
Well, there are 3 awesome side effects. The first one is sensory stimulation. The second one is body balance. And the third one is inspirational healing. They're your 3 awesome side effects. Because once you kind of get rid of the middleman, and that's the pharmaceutical company, and alleviate all what they have to manufacture to mimic what the plant can do for you naturally.
Wow, that is awesome. Oh, that is awesome. So tell me, what do you do? Let me reframe. I'm just getting excited here, so give me a minute here, because plants are my thing, and in my later years, I've become very holistic about not using so many pharmaceutical drugs, because I've done a lot of research and realized that those same drugs that appear to be healing you will also kill you over time.
Yes.
So with that being said, I've done a lot of things with, like, I buy, like, the plantain tea, different types of teas, and sometimes I have to order them all the way from Japan because they don't carry them here for certain things. Now you're telling me that that rosemary is good for high blood pressure? Wow, and I got plenty of that. So what other plants are, just to name a few?
Well, I sense, because you have so many plants in your home, that you have a lot of tropical plants, possibly, and we like to call them here in the States house plants. Am I correct? So, house plants are those calming, relaxing plants that have the super duper power of air purification. Okay? So your air, Ida, is constantly fresher, constantly because you have a whole house full of plants. And with that clean air comes really good sleep. You possibly sleep really good at night because your air is clean. So naturally, you are drawn to air purifying plants. Because if you got a lot of them, you got a lot. I'm just sensing that you probably have a lot of house plants that are in their native settings tropical plants.
And they are. And I do have a pineapple tree that I took the top off of a pineapple and rooted it, and now it's about 3 feet tall.
Has it bared any fruit for you?
Not yet. It's pretty tall.
Do you get an opportunity during the summertime to take it outside when it's really high heat?
Yes. I even keep plant lights in the wintertime when I bring everything in. I have plant lights so that they can survive during the winter.
Yes. How awesome are you? Yes.
And I also have the aloe plant, and I use that to, like, if I get a cut or if I get a burn or something cooking, and I'll break a piece off and rub it on there. And I also add it with my face creams. I love that aloe plant. And the prayer plant. I like the prayer plant.
Yes.
Wow.
So you are definitely honing in, especially with that aloe. And aloe is, we know how quite powerful the aloe plant is. And how it is, it's somewhat like a soothing antiseptic, if you will. Antiseptic with and it has its own moisturizer compounds with it. So not only is it eating up the bacteria, but it's also keeping the area moist to keep down on infections.
And I think my dog had reflux or something. And I started putting aloe vera juice in his water. And the doctor had given me some pills that he totally got sick off of. So I said, well, let me try this aloe. And that worked for him.
Yes, naturally. Yes. So the reason that I speak the gospel, if you will, about plants is because, we as Americans have really gotten hooked on the pharmaceuticals. And we're not getting any better. As a matter of fact, cancer and heart disease and diabetes is on the rise. And but we're taking all of these pharmaceuticals to get better. And yes, and I haven't had any pharmaceuticals, I am going to say, for over 13 years.
Wow.
And don't need them. Very healthy because I get all of my nutrients and my cures for all of my ails from the garden.
And that's really where it all started. Before there was pharmaceuticals, there was plants. And Indians can probably attest to that more than any other, and Chinese people. People in the Oriental areas, they definitely are heavy on the plants.
Yes, those medicine gardens.
Yes.
Medicine gardens. And I grow, I have my medicine garden here. And so I particularly much grow medicine gardens for me personally.
Okay.
So I don't have too many flowers in my yard, in my landscape, because I grow a lot of the medicine herbs, and they're absolutely beautiful once you let them bloom, because they bloom gorgeous flowers. So I still get the flower, and I get the healing properties as well. Best of both worlds. Mm-hmm.
Now, in the summertime, I grow a herb garden. I'll grow, what is it? I like the scallions. I grow those. I grow the basil. I grow, what else do I grow? A couple of different ones that I can't think of right now, but I have all these pots lined up around the patio with nothing but herbs, and during the summertime I'll break off some for salads and things like that, and for cooking, and then in the winter what I do is I dry them and I put them in containers so that I can use them over, because I can't bring them in. I have so many plants around here. I have no place to put nothing else.
I hear you. My son's room is filled up with plants. He really has a really good connection with them, and he's like, "Look, Mom, no more plants. For God's sake, there's no room for any more plants."
I know, that's how my husband is. Don't bring no more plants.
You can't bring any more plants in here. And then you hear that it's going to be bugs. Do you get that argument?
Yeah,
you get that argument about there's going to be a lot of bugs in here.
But I know what to do for them too. So it's just a
right.
little bit of soap with dishwashing detergent, spray them, and they're good to go.
Good to go. Good to go. Very good. Very good.
Yeah. Or I'll use, now I've been using baking soda for fertilizer. And I was testing it. I was reading somewhere that you could do that. So I tested it out, and it does really work. And it's natural. It's a natural thing.
It's
as
natural.
To the other stuff that's out there.
Yes. And also, when you are planting, especially with your herbs and things of that nature, you really want to go for the heirloom variety. In your heirloom, they're the seeds that are, have not been altered genetically. And when I say that, that's when we talk about the GMOs. So you really want to stay, and even for your soil that you choose for your pots and things, especially if you're going to use them for teas and for your cooking, because you can eliminate the GMOs, and GMO stands for genetically modified organism. That's what that stands for. And so you want to eliminate that and go for your heirloom or your organic plants. But once again, your soil is just as important. Okay. If you're going to consume, but if you have just a whole flower garden, that's okay if that's what you want to do, to have that. I'm not going to mention the companies, but you see them in your box shops. We have tons and tons, pallets filled up of that soil, and that's fine just for your flowers. But if you're going to be eating, you want to go shoot for all of the organics. Spend the extra 80 cents, because that's all it mounts up to, 80 cents.
Okay. All right. right. So let me ask you, what programming do you offer for companies, nonprofits, and individuals with your greenambassador.org?
At the greenambassador.org. Well, I offer actually sensory plantings and exercises for seniors, for companies that care for seniors and people living with chronic diseases. It is a 12-month programming system, and that system, it's transforming. And when you look at the senior population, it transforms them, being around those plants and actually doing planting exercises with them. It increases their mental focus, increases their alertness, concentration, cognitive skills, and things of that nature. So it's transforming. And of course, it transforms the entire center as well. When those plants come in and each month they're planting, the air instantly gets clean. And you know how you feel when you are with your plants. And that feeling is, Ida, that's universal, because the plants are designed, they're as I would say, made divinely perfect to connect with you. So I offer programming for companies that care for seniors and people living with chronic diseases, and also a 12-month sensory programming for faith-based organizations and schools and nonprofits, and where the kids actually get their hands in the soil every month, and they get to learn about the plants and their powers. And that's transforming, because that transforms, especially with the schools, because it integrates with their science and math curriculum using plants. And I also offer a 12-month sensory planting programming system for individuals that want to do it DIY, and they also have that opportunity to join a private online community of people all over the world planting along with me. And every month we all get together and we plant and we showcase our plants, and we plant together virtually. So it's fun, like an online gardening club, using the sensory plants to heal. So it's quite fascinating.
It sounds like it. Oh my goodness!
You need to sign up,
sure
and have and your listeners sign up.
Well, how can my listeners get in contact? How do we get signed up?
Well, you can visit my website at thegreenambassador.org. And once again, that is thegreenambassador.org. And once you log into the website, there is a pop-up screen that pops up and says, hey, would you like to have a free 20-minute sensory session with me? And just follow the instructions. There is just a brief questionnaire that actually goes into getting on my calendar for that free sensory session. And what that does is allows me to see what you're looking for. So when we are on that 20-minute call, it's time-rich. And that way I can answer your questions about how to, come aboard and how to help you through your process of connecting with these sensory plants for transformation.
Wow. Give us that website one more time.
It is thegreenambassador.org.
Okay. Well, I'm like really enjoyed this conversation. I've learned so much, not only about what you do, but how I'm connected. Because, like you said, I wasn't conscious about it, but I knew it. The plants around me made me feel some kind of way that I liked.
Mm.
And I've been in the plants all my life and never made that connection.
Consciously.
Right, consciously.
You've made the connection.
But
consciously, yes.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Cathy.
So now when you look at them, you're like, yeah, well, hi, how you doing? Pleasure to meet you.
Absolutely. You have now turned me into something else. Just through this conversation. Oh, my goodness. I am so happy right now. I know why I love plants.
Yes.
And it's been all my life, and I just got to this point of why, because I'm connected.
Yes. Naturally, darling. Naturally. Naturally.
Yes. Well, Cathy, I am so grateful that you came on this show today. I have really learned a lot from you in this short period of time, and I'm looking forward to definitely doing more work with you, and also making sure that my listeners stay in contact with you. So you will definitely be back on this show. So before we wrap up, just get your website one more time so everybody can connect.
It's thegreenambassador.org.
Okay. Well, I thank you so much for stopping by and looking forward to our next conversation.
Thank you, Ida, for this opportunity to have this wonderful chat and this opportunity to get in front of your awesome audience. And I truly, wholeheartedly appreciate this time that I spent with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
This show is brought to you by the amazing women of A Sister Circle Empowerment Network, ASIN LLC, where we are never in competition, but always in collaboration. And our valuable sponsors, Prodigy Accounting Service, Next Generation Accounting to get you where you need to be. Contact them at prodigyact1@yahoo.com or online at www.fli-inc.com. Prodigy Accounting Service, Next Generation Accounting to get you where you need to be. Contact them at prodigyact1@yahoo.com or online at www.fli-inc.com. Ready to plan for your retirement? Contact Game Plan for Retirement. Call 410-902-0464 and schedule a free consultation. That's Game Plan for Retirement, 410-902-0464. Interested in becoming a sponsor for Just Minding My Business 24/7 radio? Or would you like to know what a Sister Circle Empowerment Network, ASIN LLC, is all about? Contact us today at asistercircle@gmail.com and visit our website at asistercircle.org. That's ASISTAS circle.org. Contact us today at asistercircle@gmail.com and visit our website at asistercircle.org. That's ASISTAS circle.org. Voice recordings for sponsors of a Sister Circle Empowerment Network provided by Ruth Haskins, voiceover actor. For information about fulfilling your professional voiceover needs or to receive her current professional demo, contact Ruth at 443-620-4115. Contact Ruth at 443-620-4115.
you for tuning in to Just Minding My Business Radio. I'm your host, Ida Crawford. We hope you enjoyed the show and appreciate you stopping by. Many blessings to you and yours.